Yo, how's it going, everybody? In today's Rocket League video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to rank up from Diamond to Champion in Rocket League. I'm going to go somewhat in depth in this video. This is actually going to be a part 2. I'll link part 1 in the description below, so make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. But this is just a follow-up video. I'm going to go over some of the stuff I did in that video, then also add on more of that. I'm going to be talking about mentality, training packs, workshop maps, what game modes you should be playing, what cards you should be using, and so much more. So make sure to stay to the end of the video so you don't miss a single thing, so you can rank up to champion rank. Let's get straight to it. Alright guys, so starting off with the first tip is actually going to be what car you use. So there are 3 cars you should be using. One of them is the Octane, obviously, the well-known Octane. Everybody has this car in their locker. So the Octane, the Fennec, which is like 500 credits, I believe, or the Dominus. Those are the only 3 cars you should be using if you're trying to rank up. If you're trying to just have fun, you can use any car you want. Those are the 3 cars you're going to want to use. If you guys would like to do, would you like me to do a presets video, I can do that for you guys. But I'll just give you a simple preset right now. For the Fennec, just do anodized pearl on both, and then these are the colors. Darkest purple, that yellow, and that. Just a very simple pro clean car design. You do not want your car designs taking your eye away from the game. So if you have just some crazy car design, like let me do some randomize. Let me randomize it and see what it gives me. So like this, you do not want something like this, guys. Like, you don't want a topper, you don't want an antenna, you don't want a decal that moves really. It's just so stimulating for your brain to, like, I don't know, it's just hard for you to concentrate when you have a car design like this. Yeah, so that's cars and car designs. You just want something very simple but also clean, so it makes you feel good and fast. If you guys would like a car designs video, just let me know and I'll do a video on it. I have a couple on my channel already. I think I have 2, but I'll do another one and an updated one. Those are the 3 cars in this car designs you should have. Next up, I'm gonna be talking about settings, the best settings you should be using for Rocket League to rank up to the next level. Starting in the gameplay tab, everything should be default here. If you notice you're lagging in game, make sure to put the input buffer to default. Maybe try STS. I noticed with me personally, STS is not very good. I don't know if it's like a US East thing that STS is bad or something, but CSTS usually does the trick. I usually almost never lag with CSTS unless it's like a general, like, me problem, like my Wi-Fi is going down or something. But you'd get lags from the game that you guys probably don't even know about. Everything else, make sure your region is on the right one. So if you're US East, put US East. If you're US West, put US West. EU. So yeah, that's the gameplay tab, and then we'll go to the camera tab. These are my updated camera settings. I've been hitting so many clips with these sidewall redirects and everything. I can show a couple clips on the screen right now of what these settings have hit for me. But these settings are super nice. They're a little different than normal, I feel like. Not terribly different, but just a little bit. Most people use like 110, 270, 100, -3. I use 110, 280, 110, -3, and then like a higher stiffness. But the main setting, you guys can play around with these. I would not go above 280, and I would not go below 260. Maybe you can go 250. Anything below 250 is not good. It's just a little too close unless you feel comfortable with that being too close. You just lose a bit of perspective and awareness. But I like 280, so I'm gonna do 280. But I would recommend starting off 270. See how you feel. And then the height, I would go between 90 and 110. I would not go below that. If you want to feel risky and a little bit more mechanical, you can do 80. I just don't like the way it like looks. Like when I flip around and stuff, I just don't like the way it looks. Angle, don't go below -3. Don't go above -5. Either -3, -4, -5. Those are your 3 options. Done deal. Stiffness you can really play around with. You can literally use the entire spectrum. I noticed mechanical players like to use a lower stiffness from like 0 to 0.25, and then like ranked players like to use a stiffness between 0.35 and 0.45. Chronic uses 0.5. I like 0.55. Lethamir uses 1. I know what's his name, Seiko uses 0.7. So you can mess around with it. Honestly, stiffness doesn't really matter too much. It just matters about how far you are from the car when you drive and hit the supersonic speed. Like 0.55, this is 0.55. It's like kind of stuck to the car, but it's still really close, and it doesn't mess you up too much. But if you go 0 and I'm driving around, see how far my car gets away compared to 1. If we did 1, let's see what that looks like. It's literally just stuck on my car the entire time, and I don't like the look of that. So right in the middle almost. 0.55 is perfect for me. Swivel speed, I literally have a dead center in the middle at 5. I think it's honestly the perfect setting for swivel speed. Transition speed, I would recommend raising this if you guys haven't. I know a lot of players use like 1 to 1.2, maybe 1.3. I would recommend doing 1.7. It is honestly like the fastest without breaking your neck. It literally transitions so fast without breaking your neck, and I absolutely love it. I made this switch because God, I can't remember the player. Oh my god, I forgot who had it, but I copied because he said something like it was just super nice, so I copied it and I loved it ever since. That's transition speed and the camera settings. Now let's go ahead and go on to control settings. I have my steering and aerial sensitivity at 1.3. This is because I feel most comfortable. I played on 1.3 almost my entire career. I've raised it to 2. I've raised it to 2.5, and it's just a little too high for me. I like to feel controlled but also still feel a little fast, so the 1.3 is really good. If you go below 1.2, I'm pretty sure I saw something like on a Reddit post or something from a creator. If you go below 1.2, it literally just counts as 1. So do not go below 1.2. Keep it above 1.2 and you should be good. But I'll just play around with it. Make sure you feel what's comfortable. It also ties into dead zone. Like if you have a higher dead zone like 0.20, then I would higher the dead zone or the sensitivity, so you'd also go up because it would make the car faster just a little bit. If you have stick drift, make sure to raise your controller dead zone. I have mine at 0.13 because I have a little stick drift. It's not terrible, but I also like it because I feel controlled. Like when I do flip cancels, I can actually like feel controlled doing a flip cancel like that, but it's also not too high. Like if I did that with a lower dead zone, I would not be able to do it, or like even a speed flip I wouldn't be able to do just because the dead zone's so low. Dodge dead zone, honestly, it just, if you go up for an aerial and you backflip, you need to raise your dead zone. If you double jump to hit a ball every single time, you need to lower your dead zone. That's just how you do it. The dodge dead zone, not this one. So yeah, that's that. And then I'll go into controls real quick. All of my controls are default. I play with a claw grip. If you guys don't know what that is, I'll put a picture up on the screen now. It's basically where I put my index finger on the 4 main buttons: X, circle, triangle, and square. But besides that, I have arrow right on my left trigger, which is my reverse button, and then I use arrow left on square. Everything else is literally default except regular arrows on L1 and power size on L1. Every single thing else is default. I'll just scroll through it so you guys can pause and take a picture if you'd like. Yeah, those are all my controller settings. I know you guys have been asking for those a lot, but they're literally just default. I just play claw grip besides the air rolls. Moving on to interface, this doesn't really matter too much. Some people play with a nameplate scale of 200. It just shows the nameplates of the players in the game, how big they are, so you can keep track and not lose them. I like 120. It's like the perfect thing for me. This is also the one I used when I went from Champion 3 to GC, so I think it helps out a lot. It doesn't distract you, because if the nameplates are too big, it can honestly distract you sometimes. So I just like 120 to make it perfect. Interface scale I have at 80. Display scale I have at 100. Doesn't really matter. You can have these both at 100, whatever. It doesn't matter. All these doesn't really matter. I would have ball cam indicator. Oh my god, I just lost all my brain cells. Ball cam indicator and ball arrow on. I would keep those checked. The rest don't really matter, honestly. I will say I noticed that I keep the match notifications on just because I like the sound it gives me when I make a save. I don't know, something about it just stimulates my brain the right way, and I like it, so I keep that on. So I'd mess around with that too. Video settings, I keep this, I don't know why this is on high quality. It should be on high performance, and then that should be off. It might be because when I do thumbnails, it automatically like transfers over. I forget to switch it. But high performance on all these, performance, and then all these are off. Transparent goalpost, they made a setting where it's automatically on. I went over this in the first video, or the first part. So there used to be a setting here where it said transparent goalpost, and you would have to check that so you could see through the walls, but they already added it to the game just because I mean every single player has to use it to, like, I don't think there was a single player that didn't use it above the rank of champ. So that's that. Those are all my settings. If you guys want my audio settings, I guess I can show those real quick. That's that. You really don't need audio in this game besides to hear people chasing you for demos and people going up for balls, but I honestly barely even use it. I can listen to music sometimes and still go on a win streak. That's that. If you guys want my chat settings, here they are. Here's my quick chat settings. So those are all the settings. Now I'm going to get into the training packs and like a kind of training regimen I can give you guys and what I did when I was in Diamond. So I will say, you're in Diamond, you need to learn how to get mechanical now, or you need to learn how to start getting mechanical, because everybody else in Diamond already, I guarantee, knows how to air dribble, or at least they have one mechanic they can rely on, whether that be flicks, dribbling, air dribbles, flip resets, whatever they learn. I guarantee each Diamond player has one thing that they're good at, or else they honestly wouldn't be in that rank. So with that being said, make sure you guys have fun when you're training. Training should be fun, because that's honestly when you're going to find the fastest improvement, because you just never want to stop training. There will literally be times I was in a training pack or like workshop maps for literally hours. Like I wouldn't even notice, just because I was having so much fun like while training. And honestly, I think that's why I improved so much so fast. Because I want to say I was in Diamond for only a month or two. Like Diamond 1 to Diamond 3, I want to say I was in Diamond for like a month or two. And that's honestly really good, because most players are stuck in a rank for months, like 6 months to a year. I'm gonna give you guys a little training regimen that I used to do when I was in Diamond. So first off, I used to always do workshop maps. If you're on PC, you're in luck. Go to workshop maps. Dribbling challenge 2, I used to do so much. I absolutely love this training pack. And I'll just work on my flicks at the end of each one, even though I honestly don't practice flicks anymore. I probably should. You would just dribble the ball across. If you guys would like a dribbling tutorial, I can go ahead and do that. But I literally just practiced in this all day. I just did the entire course. But obviously I couldn't do the entire course. Like this level right here, level 5, used to get me because I had to turn the corner, and I literally couldn't do it for the longest time. But then one day I finally got it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm improving. And like the fact that you're noticing your improvement really does help you out. Not even just with your ego, but oh my god, no. But just with your mindset. And that's actually what I'm gonna dive into after the training portion. So that's the workshop map. That's the one I used to use. And then for aerial control, I used to use so many. Honestly, you can just do whatever. It really doesn't matter. I used to do rings. I used to do obstacle course, speed jump trials 3, speed jump rings 3, speed jump rings 2, speed jump rings 1. All these trials, this one, this one, this one, and the air dribble challenge. It literally used to do all of them, so it truly does not matter. Just practice in all of them. If you don't have those workshop maps, I would just recommend going into these aerial trainings. You can go into All-Star and then literally just practice your aerials. Go for a low double tap. So you guys can just practice that if you don't have workshop maps. But if you do, workshop maps is definitely preferred. So after you did that and you warmed up with the workshop maps, I would go into training, and I would, whatever mechanic you want to practice or you want to learn, and you want that mechanic to carry you through the ranks. So say you want to do air dribbles, I would literally just go into any kind of air dribble map. Let's say, I want to say this is the one I really used. So yeah, say you want to learn air dribbles, you would literally just practice this until you get really good at it. Oh wait, hold on. So yeah, you literally just practice each one, and then you will see what we're doing next with it. This is why we're practicing in training packs. Yeah, you would just practice this. I get all the shots down, goes up the wall. I remember actually this shot right here is where I got my first like wall to air dribble. It took me like 3 days to get my first wall to air dribble, maybe even more. It was really hard, but I mean, now look at me. I can do much more than just air dribble. Yeah, so that's gonna be that. Do any training pack. You can literally, if you want to do flip resets, go ahead and do wall to air dribble. This is really good for flip resets. It already goes up the wall for you, so you can just practice your break, your flip reset, and then your shot. You can literally practice multiple flip resets too if you'd like. Let's go ahead and try. This is actually where I learned how to do multiple flip resets. This training pack right here. Before I learned how to do it in Freeplay, obviously. I learned how to do like triples and double flip resets in this training pack. Obviously I can't do it now because I literally just hopped on the game just to record this video, but yeah, so that's that. If you guys want to learn flip resets, you want that to be your mechanic to carry you through the ranks, go ahead and practice in this training pack. Really good, really good. Alright guys, so that is that. So now that you guys have your mechanics to be able to carry you through the ranks and you practice them daily before you go into the game, I would literally just warm up in free play after that. That's not free play. I'll warm up in free play for about 5 to 10 minutes, honestly, 15 if you can and you have the time. And literally just hit the ball around, hit it with speed, pass it to yourself if you have Bacchus mod. Just do all this kind of stuff just to get that in-game kind of speed down. But yeah, so practice in free play. And then the next tip I will say, after you do the 5, 10, 15 minutes in free play, I would recommend using some slow-mo filters, which you don't even need Bacchus mod for anymore. You can also do it in private match if you don't like the in-game option or the settings option. Basically, there's a settings option right here where you can lower the game speed. I don't like using that because it messes with my Bacchus mod. So what I do is I just go into Bacchus mod, current game, and then I just lower this to about 0.77. And you can also use this to practice your mechanics. Like if you want to practice your air dribbles or flip resets in slow motion, this is also a really good way. This is how I practice personally my multiple flip resets. As you can see, it just makes the game slower and makes it a lot easier to actually like understand and process what you're doing, because you actually have time to process it instead of fast motion where it makes it harder. But yeah, I would also, after I would practice my mechanics, I would literally just go hit the ball around fast as well with this, because it works on your speed, and then it really does help you feel faster in game. Yeah, it just makes you feel faster in game when you use slow-mo. It's kind of scary because you feel a little too fast, like it feels like you can't even think, but it really does help. Like it honestly boosts your confidence, just because when you're in slow-mo you can hit better mechanics than you can in fast motion. It does help. Yeah, so practice in slow motion, see what you like, practice both hitting mechanics and you're just hitting the ball fast. So make sure to practice both. And yeah, so now we're going to be moving on to the next tip, which is actually going to be your mindset. If you guys don't know, Rocket League is literally a mental game. It all relies on your mental, which almost every single game does, besides like actual sports, which somewhat relies on your physical. But it's only about 20% physical, 80% mental, if you guys haven't heard that saying. If you guys don't have the right mindset, like if you're always negative, like, oh my god, I'm never going to rank up, oh my god, I suck at this game, oh my god. Like, you're literally speaking that into existence. That's how it works. That's how the universe works. If you guys don't believe in manifestation, I would look it up. Whatever you believe to be true will become true. So if you guys say, oh, I'm not confident, I suck at defense, I suck at this, I suck at that, you guys will suck at that. But if you guys are delusional and you guys say, I am the best player to ever grace the fucking foot of this planet, you guys will be the best player to ever grace the foot of this planet. That's just how it works. It's literally a law. So make sure to just be confident in everything you do. Make sure to be confident in your challenges. Make sure to be confident in your defense. Be confident in your offense. Just be confident in everything that you do in the game, and you guys will see great success. You don't want to be the shy guy on the field that your teammate screams at for not going for the ball when you should have, just because you were scared or thought the enemy would have beat you, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to hesitate. Do not hesitate. Literally, a trick I did when I was around plat to diamond to fix my hesitation, which I still do sometimes, is I would go into casual matches and I would literally just fly at the ball, but I would also be thinking. So I would literally tell myself red light, green light. Like if it was a red light to go, like I thought it was a good thing, I would literally just go. I would go with my gut and I would go. If it wasn't a good time to go and I knew that, I would say red light, and then I just wouldn't go. I would just stay back and wait for the opponent to make their move. So you guys can try that trick out, see if it works for you guys, because I know it did for me. If it doesn't, literally just practice it. It's everything in this game is practicable. Mechanics, mindset, decision making, everything you can literally practice. If anybody tells you otherwise, they're lying to your face. Because watching Zen, I used to watch Zen and he made me so much better literally just by watching him. So I literally adapted to his kind of play style. So if anybody tells you that, they are lying to your face. But yeah, as you guys can see, I feel it just looks so much faster to me. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel a lot faster. But yeah, so those are basically all the tips I have for you guys. Mindset being the biggest one, that's why I saved it for last. And yeah, so make sure you guys do all of these tips and advice. If you guys want another video or have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below to let me know. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, boys. Peace.